You've probably been in a relationship and it was going incredibly well, but then after a while, there was a push and pull that made you feel incredibly uncomfortable, left you wondering what was going on here. Well, chances are you have an anxious attachment style, and the person that you're involved with might have an avoidant attachment style. Now, these attachment styles are developed in childhood depending on how our caregivers showed up for us. If they were consistent or neglectful, it can affect our attachment style, and attachment styles can change. But let's talk about what it looks like and how it makes you feel and how it triggers you. Someone with an anxious attachment style need consistency. Trust is incredibly important, and because trust is important, transparency in a relationship is also important. When their partner starts to withdraw, it can make them feel incredibly uncomfortable, scared. They're scared that they're going to be rejected again. They're scared that they're going to be abandoned again. Now, someone with an avoidant attachment style, who's the person that someone with an anxious attachment style generally attracts, is someone who likes their space and their independence and to be in control. They like autonomy. In fact, they value that. And so when they're with their anxious attached partner, and if that anxious attached partner seems to be clingy or needy or too dependent, then the avoidant attached partner can start to feel suffocated. What happens in these dynamics is that when the anxious attached person starts to feel like they're losing their avoidant attached partner, they start to reach out and try to get some answers, try to work through the problems, and that causes the avoidant attached person to want to pull back and regain some sort of control and space. Now, it does not mean that someone who's got an avoidant attachment style wants to avoid relationships. In fact, someone with a fearful avoidant attachment style, and there are two avoidant attached, there's a fearful avoidant and a dismissive avoidant. So the fearful avoidant attached person wants intimacy, but at the same time, they're afraid of getting hurt. And so they'll try to do everything to minimize the attachment that they have to a person. They try to maintain control while still being in a relationship. But that can be that's what causes the roller coaster in relationship, because it's like, I want to be with you, but I'm afraid that you might hurt me, so I'm going to keep a distance. And for an anxious attached person, that's no fun, because it leaves them feeling like they're on that roller coaster, never certain of what's going to happen. Now, someone with a dismissive avoidant attachment style, well, they believe that they don't need anyone. And it doesn't mean that they don't want to be in a relationship, but they've learned to be so self-sufficient and independent that they are absolutely comfortable not being in a relationship. Now, what we want to do is we want to be able to move into a more secure, attached style person. We want to be comfortable communicating our needs and setting our boundaries with empathy. We want to be assertive without fear that if we speak up for ourselves, if we say what we want or what we need in a relationship, that our partner will leave. We want to be open to communication without fear of confrontation. We want to feel safe. We want to know that even if a person chooses to leave, that's all right. You see, we can't control if a person stays or not. We have no way of demanding that someone chooses us or someone loves us. All we can do is be healed enough, be prepared enough, be in a space where we love and respect ourselves enough and we're strong enough so that if someone chooses to leave, we know that we'll be okay. I'd love for you to subscribe, join me here. We're going to be dissecting attachment styles. I'd like to teach you more about how to communicate with your partner who may have a different attachment style. It is a different language. It's not something that we were taught in school. Understanding what the other person is thinking and feeling and what they would want to communicate but may not be able to, like our fearful, avoidant, attached partners. They're unable to communicate their feelings, and many times they don't even understand their own feelings. So if you can understand these feelings, if you can appreciate and be aware of what their actions mean, what they're saying behind what they're saying, then your relationships, well, you can maneuver your relationships with a little more ease without thinking that it's got something to do with you. Our childhood trauma created the people we became. But it does not have to hold us back from what we can become. We have control. And like I mentioned earlier, attachment styles can be changed. And hopefully we can do that together here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on this first episode. And subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Annalisa.